I'm glad He'll do it again. He had to do that for Jacob.
Amen.
Had to bring him back to a place and say, what is thy name? Last time you was asked that, you said you was Esau. Now we're going to bring you back and wrestle you down and go right back. Hey, wherever you left God, that is where you'll find God. I'm glad He'll reverse the curse. He'll do it again. Wouldn't it be great if God took in this place and showed Himself again? I'm talking about something bigger than us. I'm talking about God moving in this part of the country. Brother Ware and Brother White and some of these older preachers hanging around here. Wouldn't that be something if God appeared one more time? I can't tell you, I don't know if you'll understand it or not. I don't guess it matters. I can't tell you what God's bubbling in my heart when He put me under that gold dome capitol. I'm praying for revival. But I'll be honest with you, I didn't think it up and tell God I got an idea. God had an idea and let me in on it. I didn't have a burden and try to get God in on it. I feel strongly God's got a burden for Georgia to have revival, and He let me in on it. Can I get a witness? He appeared again. Wouldn't it be wonderful if God appeared again? We could go over a history of church revivals throughout church history. Some of y'all could stand up and go over and maybe tell us, some of these old timers maybe tell us about a church revival they saw. I will say this. I'm not going to ask nobody's permission to say it. Our little formulas ain't going to work. They ain't never worked. They ain't going to work. There ain't no 7 steps or 5 keys or 3 doors to nothing. God's merciful and God moves how He wants to. There are some Bible principles you can operate off of. How many of y'all believe we're in the Laodicean age? Revelation 3, He stands at the door and knocks. I pastored with that promise, Brother Simpson. It's a lukewarm air that we're breathing. Joe Parsons said the very atmosphere we breathe is lukewarm. Our lungs are saturated with it, our own spirit. Me and you are eat up with lukewarmness and can't help it. It's the air we breathe. We make God sick. Isn't that a pathetic condition? Make God want to spew us out of His mouth. And yet in the midst of all the apostasy and apathy of the last hour, Jesus stands at the door. I heard a knocking. Took that little church and I was 21 years old. Still finishing Bible college. And I heard a little knocking. And it was Him. I put my ear to the door and He said, if any man in there. Oh, ain't that good? If any man. He didn't say, I need a perfect man. He didn't say, I need somebody got all the qualified that the brethren say got to be qualified. I'm glad He didn't say, somebody in there, you know, this, and this, and then all the credentials. And no, He just said, anybody in there want me? Yeah. Oh, I got news for you. The enemy would like to kill us, but he can't. There's a cross been run through his head. And God will give you the assurance that everything's all right. There's still a covenant on you. There's still a chains on you. He said, you're not Jacob anymore, you're Israel. That's a change. And He said, I am God, and the covenant I gave you still stands. Ain't you glad His covenant still stands? Calvary's covenant.